Happy 2026. This is our second podcast for this year, and I have the privilege of introducing you today to Eleanor Dunsdon. She is a harpist and singer based in Glasgow with a master's in traditional music from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. She is a prolific performer, both solo and with ensembles. She has played with amazing orchestras like the London Philharmonic. She is the Danny Kyle Award winner at Celtic Connections 2024. She's an absolute superstar coming up in the harp world. I really enjoyed chatting to her, so I hope you enjoy this podcast too. Hello, Eleanor! How are you doing?
Hello, I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's lovely to have you on the podcast. You're a new and exciting new voice in the harp scene, so it's really lovely to have you on the podcast.
No, thanks so much for having me.
Where did it all start for you? Because you've got a really interesting journey, don't you, where you moved from lever to pedal, and now you're much more lever again, or folk. So can you tell us a bit about the start of your harp journey?
Yeah, I suppose I had quite a unique start to playing the harp. I was just very lucky. I was in kind of the right place at the right time. I was already kind of playing piano and violin really badly, and both my parents are musicians, so they were very encouraging. I don't think I'd ever seen a harp played before. And in my primary school growing up, there was an organisation that was led by an amazing melodeon player called Luke Daniels, who just got some funding to bring traditional Irish music into primary schools in my area. So I was given the opportunity to choose any traditional instrument that I wanted to have free lessons for a year. So my memory is that my sister, she mentioned she'd love to play the harp, so I was like, right, I'm getting in there first. And I'd literally never seen one played before, so that was it. And I'd learned to read music through my piano lessons, but all of the lessons on the harp a lot of it was done by ear, and we were learning traditional music, and we were playing with other traditional instruments. So we kind of had a band, a little youth band together, with fiddles and melodeons and guitar and stuff, and whistles. And that was my first kind of introduction into traditional music as well. My parents decided it might be useful for me to start having some more structured classical lessons alongside it. So I started doing grades and stuff, and I had some great teachers. But when I went on to university, I was pushed more in the direction of playing pedal harp because there wasn't a regular lever harp teacher at university. So it wasn't the direction that I'd planned on going in, but that's how I ended up doing classical harp as well.
Which university did you go to?
So I did my undergrad at York University because I was looking for like a music course that had options to. I didn't really want to do a performance course. That idea kind of struck fear into my heart a little bit. And I was hoping to do some kind of composition and stuff as well, and I was really interested in world music and learning like a kind of range of different stuff. So I decided to do this BA course in music.
That's amazing. So when you were first starting harp, when you were having those trad lessons, was that all aural, or were you learning that from music as well?
It was a little bit of both. It was mostly oral stuff. I was learning harp from a non-harpist, basically. So we would learn the tunes from my teacher playing the tunes on melodeon. You'd get other guest teachers in teaching us tunes, and so that was the majority of my learning on the harp, and a little like a very small amount of note reading as well. I found that I was very comfortable doing both, but having been given the opportunity to learn music orally, I now realise was such an amazing kind of opportunity. Really, it's helped me in so many ways, so I was very lucky.
That's so great. I'm hoping some of my students are listening, because I do a lot. I don't actually bring sheet music in for a very long time. We do a lot of aural stuff, and it's all, okay, play this, and oh no, we'll do it like this, and can you hear this? And I think it gives you the freedom to look at your hands and learn with your ears and your heart, rather than being glued to the dots, doesn't it? When you're first starting, you get to be a lot more creative right from the off, rather than being. I mean, the sheet music's great, and following sheet music's amazing, but you do learn to be a little bit more rigid, don't you? And you don't connect with your own ideas straight away. So that's awesome. So so you've already explained why you chose university over conservatoire. I did the same. I applied to both because I really wasn't sure one, if I'd get in, and whether whether I'd like the vibe or thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's funny how common that is. So you've had an amazing career. Where did the ensemble stuff start for you? Because you do lots of stuff with, you're the harpist now for Ragnari. Am I saying that right? Ragnari?
Ranagray? Yeah.
Ranagri. I never say it right. I always say it wrong and then
It's
try to correct myself.
No, you're not the only one, don't worry.
Um, and then even though I've been corrected on that before, it's just one of those words that just won't go in my brain.
No, it's that's totally fine.
So how did you get into that? Was that from Ellie?
Yeah.
A little-
Yeah, so it was through Ellie Turner was the previous harpist in Ranagrai, and we'd met a few times through various different things, and I'd been to some of her course days and had a few lessons with her. I'd been over to Birmingham Conservatoire to meet her a few times, and it must have been nearing the end of COVID. It was around 2021. I got an Instagram message from her because she was looking for someone to cover some of her gigs basically, and I was literally just getting ready to move. So I was based down in Slough where my parents were, and that's where I grew up. I was literally getting ready to move up to Glasgow to start my master's, and I got this message from her, and I'd been following the band for quite a long time anyway as a fan. So I was like, well, yes, please. I'd love to do that. And that was it. So that's kind of how that happened. And it was an amazing opportunity, and I'm very honoured that she asked me to do it, because it was kind of something I'd been waiting to happen. I'd always wanted to play in a band, to be honest, growing up, and so I felt like that was an amazing opportunity that has kind of changed my life a little bit. I just needed to work out how to juggle it alongside moving to Glasgow. So that was an interesting challenge.
How did you find the balance? If somebody's going through university now and they've got a little bit of a job opportunity, would you suggest to them that, yes, jump in that? Or would you say, no, concentrate on your studies?
I think I was in a very kind of fortunate opportunity. It just seemed to work very well alongside the master's course that I was moving to study for, because I moved to Glasgow to study the traditional music course at the RCS in Glasgow, and it complemented my studies in a lot of ways. It did mean I was doing a horrendous amount of traveling on trains with a harp, and sometimes driving, kind of through the night up and down the M6 so I could get back for lectures and stuff. So it's not always gonna be the ideal kind of balance, but I would say that if you're able to and you feel like an opportunity has come up, it's hard to turn down.
Definitely. It's a little bit who you know, isn't it? So as soon as
Yeah.
you've got in that connection and you've made a good impression, they're really likely to get you back, aren't they? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did a lot of work while I was at conservatoire as well, and it was, I've definitely got more from the work I was doing while I was studying than I have from the studies, even though the
Yeah.
studies was the thing that got me the work
Yeah,
in the initial
exactly.
space.
Yeah, actually going out and doing the work and meeting the people that you want to be working with. I think that's an invaluable thing. Yeah.
You also get used to the kind of work that even if you think you want to do a certain type of work, and then you get there and try it. So I always thought maybe I wasn't keen on orchestra, but I just, the way my journey went, I was sort of told that orchestra is what harpists do. You study and then you go to orchestra. It wasn't really my thing, but as soon as I got to conservatoire, I was like, this is not for me. No, no, don't like it. Nope.
Yeah.
But I had that chance to, and I did a lot of opera and that sort of stuff. I did a lot of playing, and the ballet is the only one I particularly liked, but it still wasn't. And you have to try things to decide whether you like them or don't you? So
Yeah. And there's so many kind of different, streams, avenues of work outside of what you might be, geared towards at university or conservatoire that you may never find out about until you are asked to do something that, yeah, I think it's good to be able to, or be open to try all these different things, because it might be that you're geared towards one thing, but you actually you'd be amazing, doing all these other things. I don't know.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be doing quite so much online things, but that's really
Yeah.
where my brain is, well, not my brain, that's really where my life and my career has gone in very online now. I think that's a little bit of COVID as well. But yeah, I never thought I'd be here.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's yeah,
So
things.
what have you got coming up this year?
Oh, so this year there's a lot of kind of very, very nice things happening that I'm excited about. I play with my duo partner who's a drummer, and we've been putting together some nice tours and bits and pieces. We're working with an amazing one of our friends we met in Boston a few years ago doing the Silk Road Global Musician Workshop. She's called Wan Xing, and she's based in Hong Kong, and she plays the guzheng. And we've put together a trio, so we're going to be performing at the Edinburgh Harp Festival in April. But we've just commissioned a brand new piece of music to be written for the trio, which is going to be written by Maeve Gilchrist, who's my kind of all-time favourite harpist. So it's very exciting. So we're working on that at the moment. We're doing a bit of international touring with Ranagrai as well. So we're heading to Australia in March, and we've just been in New Orleans in January. So lots of bits and pieces, and in February I'm going to be performing a piece called Sea Vegas, written by Sally Beamish, which is a double concerto written for clarsach and fiddle and string orchestra. And alongside that there's another piece of music called Moda Dai that's written for these two traditional instruments and string orchestra. So I'm really excited to be delving into more kind of chamber music stuff. Yeah, lots of kind of very, very nice, slightly anxiety-inducing things, but it's all good things.
That's the thing, even when you've been doing it for so long, it's still that performance. You still get that little ooh, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
No matter how long you've ooh.
Yeah.
You've got a beautiful composition as well. You're talking about other people's compositions, but you've got a beautiful composition called Home. So if you like the kind of music that you play, you could go and have a little look on your website, couldn't you, for that?
Yeah. Yeah, that piece is up on my website, and it's very recently been added to the new ABRSM harp syllabus, which is really nice. So I'm hoping I can kind of lots of like compositions that have just never been written down, and maybe this is the year.
Definitely, this should be the year. Get some more Eleanor out there. That would be brilliant. It sounds like a very busy year you've got coming up. I will be at Edinburgh, so I will see you at Edinburgh. I'm coming with PoppyHarp this year, and some nifty gifties for anybody that wants to buy some nifty harpy gifties. But it'll be lovely. I think there's going to be a lot of very friendly faces this year. So if you haven't booked your tickets, go book your tickets. What day are you playing? Do you know yet?
I believe it's the Sunday, whatever date that is, I can't remember. But
I don't know either.
Sunday evening.
Something like the 10th or the 12th or
Yeah.
April. Look the website up. I'll put all of the links for everything we've talked about in the description below. But thank you so much for sharing some of your time with us today. I know how busy you are. Yeah, and go check out your YouTube and all of your amazing CDs that you've got out. Last year you released a CD, didn't you? An album.
Yeah, I released an EP with Gregor Black, who's the duo that I play with, and we've got some new music actually coming out this year as well. So that will be around somewhere.
Well, thank you so much, and have a lovely rest of your 2026.
Thank you so much, you too.